Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, The Guide, The Knowledge Hub. This is Ramesh, Faculty of Biology. Dear students, better learn. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, The Guide, The Knowledge Hub. Please like and share. We hope you are learning very well from this channel. Yes? Okay, good. Dear students, yesterday I started cell membrane or plasma membrane. Yesterday I explained some details of cell membrane or plasma membrane. Today also I am going to continue that lesson and I would like to explain some more details of this cell membrane or plasma membrane. Okay, dear students, so here the cell membrane, the structure of cell membrane was proposed by the scientists Sanger and Nicholson. Who? The structure of cell membrane was proposed by Sanger and Nicholson in the year of 1972. So widely accepted as fluid mosaic model. This is the model of fluid. So fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane or cell membrane. So are you understood? So according to this, the quasi-fluid nature of lipid enables the lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. Bilayer. So at the same time, the fluid nature of the membrane is also important for cellular functions like cell growth and the formation of intercellular junctions and secretions and endocytosis, cell division, etc. All these activities are takes place by this. So one of the most important functions of this cell membrane or plasma membrane. So this is helps in transporting of the molecules in and out of these cells. So the most important role of the cell membrane or plasma membrane means it transports the some type of molecules so into this cell and out of this cell. Okay, clear? So the membrane is selectively permeable to some molecules present on either side of it. So many molecules can move. So many molecules can move briefly across this membrane. So across this plasma membrane, some number of ions and molecules are briefly moves towards this plasma membrane. So these molecules are moves across this membrane without any requirement of energy. So this is called passive transport. So there are two types of transports here. So passive transport and active transport. Passive transport and active transport. So passive transport means in the passive transport then no need energy for this. No need energy for this passive transport. So they are not required any of the energy. Okay, na? So for this passive transport, but there is a active transport also. So for this active transport, they need energy to transport of molecules and ions. Okay, here neutral solutes may move across this membrane. The neutral solutes also can move across this membrane. So by the process of simple diffusion, you know already about diffusion. So for example, if I kept the scent bottle in the corner of the room, that scent bottle after few minutes, that smell, the fragrance of this scent bottle will spread out throughout the room. So by the process of diffusion means here that scent bottle molecules contains molecules, no? So those molecules will travel from higher concentration to lower concentration. Here also along the concentration gradient, so the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So the scent bottle, from that scent bottle corner of the room I kept in the corner of the room. From this the molecules or ions are transported or moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. So here what is meant by osmosis? So this is very related to the diffusion. So water may also move across the membrane. Water also may also move across the membrane, across the plasma membrane. That is called osmosis. We conducted already in our 9th class. with the help of potato. Okay, so as the polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar lipid bilayer, so they require carrier protein of the membrane of facilitate their transport across a membrane. So this is the bilayer. So once look at this picture, once wait. After this I will tell all the parts of the fluid mosaic membrane. So a few ions or molecules are transported. A few ions or molecules are transported across the membrane, across the plasma membrane through its carrier proteins against their concentration gradient, means lower concentration to higher concentration. Okay, let's look at the diagram. Fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Okay, so here protein, this is the protein channel. So the protein channel is present here. So here the protein channel, this is the protein channel. So total this is protein channel. So these are the globular protein, and this is the cholesterol. What is cholesterol? Here cholesterol. So this is peripheral protein. So these chain like structures there, no, the Y-shaped. So these are the glycoprotein, and this is the integral protein, that is globular protein, and this is glycolipid, and this is surface protein. Okay, next. So here a tail-like structure there, no, that is alpha helix protein. Okay, so next in these round side strings-like structures, I mean some thread-like structures there, no, these are the hydrophobic tails. Hydrophobic tails. So what is hydrophobic? What is hydrophobic or hydrophilic? So look at this is carbohydrate. So these are the hydrophilic heads. So what are hydrophilics? What is hydrophilic? Hydrophilic means having a tendency. What is having a tendency to mix? Having a tendency to mix with dissolved water. Having a tendency with dissolved water. By the water is called hydrophilic. Okay, that is. So this structure and this structure is bilayer. Okay, this is the bilayer. So downside there is a phospholipid molecules. So here such this, for example, I told you already, there is a two types of transports, passive transport and active transport. So passive transports, in the passive transport no need energy for this. So here active transport need energy. So this transport of energy dependent process. Passive process is independent process. So here active process is dependent process. So in which ATP is utilized. Here in the active process the ATP is utilized and is called active process. So examples sodium plus ions and potassium plus ions. Sodium plus, here plus. Sodium plus and potassium plus ions. Okay, right. So these are the sodium plus and potassium plus compound. Okay. So that is the about active transport. What is active transport? So this is overall structure of cell membrane or plasma membrane. So this is the model of fluid mosaic membrane. Okay, now? So is it clear? Now, dear students, so after actually this plasma membrane and cell membrane present in the animal cells and plant cells also, but in plant cells there is another layer over this cell membrane. So that is cell wall. What is that? Cell wall. So next I am going to explain about cell wall. What is cell wall? Clear? So, dear students, we know already about cell wall. Cell wall gives a structure and shape of the cell. Okay. The cell wall gives structure and shape of the cell. So here, what is the role of cell wall. What is the role of cell wall? Actually, dear students, cell wall. What is cell wall? As you may recall, plant cells can be distinguished from animal cells. So, by the presence of cell wall, so it was the first observed by Robert Hooke. Actually, the cell wall is first observed by Robert Hooke. So in the year of 1665. So in a cork, you know already, that is oak tree there, no? Yes, in the oak tree. So in a cork tissue of oak tree. So cell wall is a non-living rigid structure. So and forms an outer covering for the plasma membrane of fungi and plants. So in the plants and fungi, actually fungi also plant but non-green plant. So in fungi and the plants, the outer covering of the plasma membrane is the cell wall. So cell wall not only gives shape to the cell and protects the cell. So it from the cell wall protects from the mechanical damages and infections. So the cell wall also helps in cell to cell interaction and act as a barrier undesirable characteristics of macromolecules. So at the same time, here I told you already, fungi and algae. So algae also green plants, they are in green, and fungi are non-green plants. So algae have cell wall. Here algae have cell wall. So this cell wall is made up of with cellulose. So cellulose is one type of carbohydrate, and galactones, mannans, and minerals like calcium carbonate. So while the other plants consists of cellulose, so there is a hemicellulose also present in the cell wall and the plants, and pectins also present in plants in cell wall. Pectins, cellulose, hemicellulose, and proteins also present in that cell wall. So the cell wall of a young plant, do you know the young plants? Actually the cell wall is different than the young plants and very big trees. So the cell wall of the young plant, the primary wall is capable of growth. So this in the primary plants or in the young plants, the cell wall role is so capable of growth, which gradually discriminates as the cell maintains, and the secondary wall is formed on the cell. So the secondary cell wall is formed towards the membrane. Are you understanding? So in many plants, as the cell's nature, the secondary cell wall already not only that formed the secondary cell wall. So in many plants, the secondary cell wall material is made up of with lignin, sovereign, protein, and cutin. So into cellulose and intercellular spaces. So in some cell types like xylem and secondary wall, so exhibits unthickened intercellular transport. So it is unthickened areas in the secondary wall of in the secondary wall, the exhibits unthickened areas. Some unthickened areas are present in the secondary wall of the cell wall. So that is called pit. What is pits? So these pits to support to intercellular transport. These pits are supports intercellular transports. What is that? Pits. So they are the middle lamella is a first formed. There is a middle lamella. So lamellae. So it is formed first layer of the cell wall. So what is the first layer of the cell wall? Middle lamella, and develops from the cell wall plate during the cell division. So there is a cell division also. So both plants and animals, there is a cell division. Actually the cell division is takes place in two types. So what are those? Mitosis and meiosis. The cell about cell division also I will explain, okay, in the next class. So in a mature plant cell, so in here the mature plant cell, it is the outermost layer of the cell wall. What is that? Middle lamellae. What is the middle lamellae develops into a cell plate during cell division. That cell plate is the mature in the that cell plate is in mature cells. It is the outermost layer of the cell wall. So it is mainly composed of what is mainly composed this cell wall. So the what is that middle lamellae to form like a cell plate, no? So this is outermost layer, no? This outermost layer mainly composed of calcium and betates and holes and glues of different neighboring cell together. So the cell wall and middle lamellae traveled, cell wall and middle lamellae traveled by plasma desmata. Some plasma desmatas are there. So for example, this is cell. Just imagine. So, for example, if we think that this is plant cell, so in the plant cells, where the nucleus is present, corner of the cell. Where is corner of the cell? This is nucleus, genetic material, nuclear pores. So this is the vacuole, okay, and some chloroplast, and mitochondria. So smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi apparatus. So lysosomes. So like this, some cytoplasm. So number of structures are present, number of cell organelles are present in this. So here these are the so plasma desmata. This is the plasma desmata. What is that? Plant cell. This is actually plant cell. So in this there is a plasma desmata. So the cell wall and the middle plate. What is lamella there? No? Middle lamellae traveled by this plasma desmata, which convert to the cytoplasm. So it is connected to the cytoplasm. So this plasma desmata is connected to the cytoplasm. So this is cytoplasm. What is that? Cytoplasm. Have you clear? So this plasma desmata, which is connected to the cytoplasm of neighboring cells. The cell wall is a unique feature seen in plants. Actually, the cell wall is present in the plant cells. This is the very unique feature in plant cells. So while the cell membrane acts as the outer layer in animal, so this is the for example, the plant cells there is another layer. So the plasma membrane and cell membrane is present in both plant cells and animal cells. So, but in plant cells there is another layer, means extra layer, mainly made up with cellulose. That is cell membrane towards the cell membrane present there towards the cell membrane, which is known as the cell wall. So this is considered to be one of the major differences between plant and animal cells. So the most important point of the differences between plant cell and animal cell is cell wall. So the big size vacuoles are present in plant cells, small size vacuoles are present in animal cells. Actually animal cells doesn't contain vacuoles, but in protozoan organisms contains small sized vacuoles. Okay, so this is the structure of these are the points of cell wall between plant cells and animal cells. But in plant cells the nucleus is present in the corner of the cell, but in animal cell the nucleus is present in center of the cell. Okay, are you clear? So the cell wall is actually is tough, very tough, thick and hard, but it is flexible. It is the flexible porous layer, so that lends to definite it will gives a definite shape and to the cell production. So the cell wall gives a definite shape of the cell, and it is protects from the outer environment, it is protects from the mechanical shocks, the cell wall protects from the mechanical damages. So in the earlier it was believed to be one of the most significant parts of the cell, so that is continuously exchanges information with the other cells, so during growth and development. Are you following? So the role of cell wall in plant cells, what is the role of cell wall in the plant cells? The role of cell wall in the plant cells, it exerts an inward wall pressure to the resist the outward pressure exerted by the cell sap. So hence the plant cells can withstand much greater change of surrounding medium than the animal cells. So when we compare with plant cell and compared with the cell wall from the animal cell, so the plant cells contains this cell wall, so very hard and thickened and tough cell wall is present in plant cells. Okay, so dear students, this is about cell wall. Okay, so yesterday I explained plasma membrane and cell membrane. So plasma membrane is and cell membrane, so these are the details of plasma membrane and cell membrane. Okay, dear students, here I am going to tell some bits, nearly 10 to 15 bits I will tell in Telugu regarding these topics. So listen. Okay, dear students, actually సెల్ అంటే ఒక కణానికి ఒక యాంత్రిక బలాన్ని చేకూర్చే ఒక సెల్ ఆర్గనల్ ఏంటి, ఒక కణాంగం ఏంటంటే కణద్రవ్య అస్థి పంజరం. సో వృక్షకణంలో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయంటే కణకవచం, రెక్తికలు, ప్లాస్టిడ్స్ ఉంటాయి. అదే జంతు కణంలో ఈ కణకవచం, రెక్తికలు, ప్లాస్టిడ్స్ అనేవి ఉండవు. సో వృక్షకణంలో ఈ మూడు ఉంటాయి. సో జంతుకణంలో సెంట్రియోల్స్ ఉంటాయి. వాట్ ఈస్ సెంట్రియోల్స్? సో కణకవచము సెల్యులోజ్ కాని పిండి పదార్థంలో ఈ జీవులు, అదే కణకవచం సెల్యులోజ్ కాని పిండి పదార్థం ఏ జీవుల్లో ఉంటుంది? బ్యాక్టీరియాలో ఉంటుంది. సో సంయుక్త సూక్ష్మదర్శి అంటే కాంపౌండ్ మైక్రోస్కోప్ను కనిపెట్టింది ఎవరు? జకారియస్ జాన్సన్. సింపుల్ మైక్రోస్కోప్ను కనిపెట్టింది ఎవరు? యాంథోనీ వాన్ లీవెన్. అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మైక్రోస్కోప్ కనిపెట్టింది నాల్ రస్కల్. ఓకే, సో కణాన్ని కనుగొన్న శాస్త్రవేత్త రాబర్ట్ హుక్ అయితే ఆ కేంద్రకాన్ని కనుగొన్న శాస్త్రవేత్త రాబర్ట్ బ్రౌన్. సో హియర్ ద ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ సైటాలజీ అంటే కణజీవ శాస్త్ర పితామహుడు రాబర్ట్ హుక్. సో రాబర్ట్ హుక్ ఒక బుక్ రాశాడు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద రాబర్ట్ హుక్స్ బుక్? మైక్రోగ్రాఫియా. మైక్రోగ్రాఫియా. సో ఒక సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారం సమస్త జీవుల్లో కణం ఒక నిర్మాణాత్మకం, క్రియాత్మకమైన ప్రమాణం అని చెప్పిన సిద్ధాంతం ఏదంటే కణ సిద్ధాంతం. సో కణ సిద్ధాంతాన్ని ప్రతిపాదించిన శాస్త్రవేత్తలు ఎవరు? స్లేడన్ అండ్ స్వాన్. ఓకే, సో కణంలో కణ అనువంశికత సిద్ధాంతం తెలిసే కణ అనువంశికత సిద్ధాంతం. ఈ కణ అనువంశికత సిద్ధాంతాన్ని ప్రతిపాదించిన సైంటిస్టు విర్సా. వాట్ ఈస్ విర్సా? సో పిల్ల కణాలు మాతృ కణాల నుండి ఉద్భవిస్తాయనంటే The pre-existing cells అనేవి the new cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. అంటే పిల్ల కణాలు ఒక మాతృ కణాల నుండి ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న కొత్త కణాలు ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న కణాల నుండి ఏర్పడతాయని చెప్పిన ప్రతిపాదన ఏంటంటే యామినిస్ సెల్యులా ఈ సెల్యులా. సో జీవ పదార్థం అంటే సైటోప్లాజం. జీవ పదార్థం అనే పదాన్ని ప్రతిపాదించిన సైంటిస్ట్ ఎవరు? పర్కింజే. హూ ఇస్ పర్కింజే. సో రాబర్ట్ బ్రౌన్ అనే శాస్త్రవేత్త సైంటిస్ట్ ఒక న్యూక్లియస్ని అంటే కేంద్రకాన్ని మొక్కల్లో కనిపెట్టాడు కదా. ఏ మొక్కల్లో కనిపెట్టాడంటే ట్రాడెన్ స్కాన్సియా. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది సమ్ ఆఫ్ ది బిట్స్ అన్నమాట. సో అట్ ది సేమ్ టైం ఒక కణాలలో వివిధ కణాంగాలు అంటే సెల్ ఆర్గనల్స్లో ఒక ప్రవర్తన సమవిభజన, సైకల్ విభజన ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను. మైటాసిస్, మియోసిస్. ఇందులో క్రోమోజోమ్లు ప్రవర్తన లక్షణాలను అధ్యయనం చేసేది ఏంటంటే ఫేజ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ సూక్ష్మదర్శిని, ఫేజ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ మైక్రోస్కోప్. సో వ్యాధిజనక జీవులను గుర్తించేది ఏంటి? సో అంటే వ్యాధిజనక జీవులను గుర్తించే సూక్ష్మదర్శిని లేదా మైక్రోస్కోప్ ఏంటి? ఫ్లోరెన్సిక్ సూక్ష్మదర్శిని లేదా ఫ్లోరెన్సిక్ మైక్రోస్కోప్. సో కణం లోపల వివిధ కణంగాలు ఉంటాయి. సెల్ ఆర్గనల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ సెల్ ఆర్గనల్స్ని గుర్తించే మైక్రోస్కోప్ ఏంటి? ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మైక్రోస్కోప్ యూజ్ చేసి ఆ కణం లోపల అంటే సెల్ లోపల ఉండే సెల్ ఆర్గనల్స్ని మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయవచ్చు. సో కణ సిద్ధాంతం వర్తించిన జీవులు ఏంటంటే వైరస్. అంటే కణ సిద్ధాంతానికి వైరస్కి సంబంధం లేదు. ఓకేనా? సో స్థూల అణువులు అంటే మ్యాక్రో ఏ సాంకేతిక విధానం ద్వారా వేరు చేస్తారు? అంటే స్థూల అణువులను ఏ సాంకేతిక విధానం ద్వారా దాన్ని వేరు చేస్తారంటే ఎలక్ట్రోఫోరోసిస్. దేని ద్వారా? ఎలక్ట్రోఫోరోసిస్ ద్వారా వాటిని అణువులు వేరు చేస్తారు. సో మధ్య పటలికలలో ఉండే ముఖ్య మూలకాలు ఏంటి అంటే ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఏంటి? మిడిల్ లామిలలో ఉండే మెయిన్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కాల్షియం, మెగ్నీషియం. సో మధ్య పటలిక అంటే మిడిల్ లామిలే మధ్య పటలిక ఉత్పత్తిలో పాల్గొనే కణంగాలు గాల్జీ కాంప్లెక్స్ అండ్ వ్యాక్యూల్స్. అంటే గాల్జీ దేహాలు, రిక్తికలు. సో కణకవచం ఉపరితలం వైశాల్యంలో గల వైశాల్యం కలిగే పెరుగుదల అంటే కణకవచం ఉంది కదా, దానిలో ఉపరితల వైశాల్యంలో కలిగే పెరుగుదల ఏంటి? ఇంటూ సస్పెన్సెస్. సో కణకవచపు ద్వితీయ కుడ్యం. సో స్థితిస్థాపక గుణాన్ని కోల్పోవడానికి గల కారణం ఏంటంటే అందులో లిగ్నిన్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? లిగ్నిన్ సోబరిన్ అని చెప్పాను కదండి. సో పెక్టిన్ అనేది ఒక లవణ రూపం. ఏ లవణ రూపం? పెక్టిన్ ఒక లవణ రూపం. అది కాల్షియం, మెగ్నీషియం. సో కేంద్రక పూర్వక కణాలు అంటే ప్రోకారియోటిక్స్. కేంద్రక పూర్వక కణాలలో అంటే ప్రోకారియోటిక్స్లో ఉండేది ఏంటంటే న్యూక్లియాయిడ్. సో జీవ పదార్థ సిద్ధాంతాన్ని ప్రతిపాదించిన సైంటిస్టు మార్క్స్ సెల్స్. సో రాబర్ట్ హుక్ కణాన్ని కనిపెట్టాడు అంటే సెల్ని కనిపెట్టాడు. సో ఈ కణకవచాన్ని గుర్తించడానికి అతను ఒక రకమైన మొక్కల మీద పరిశోధన చేశాడు. ఆ మొక్క పేరు ఏంటంటే ఓక్ ట్రీ అంటే క్వర్కస్ సోబర్ ఓక్ ట్రీ అంటారు. సో ఆర్ యు అండర్స్టాండింగ్ చిల్డ్రన్? సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది సమ్ ఆఫ్ ది బిట్స్. సో I think you understand all these today's topic. Okay, children. So thank you, students. So every day, we are trying to give you about biological science information and lessons. We are trying to explain the lessons each and every day. So better all of you follow this channel, and I hope you are learning well. Okay, thank you, students. Thank you one and all.